While I'm thinking about it, sorry, I'm chewing gum. Um, you know how electric motors are an instant on condition. They have instant torque. So they don't require gears like ICE, an internal combustion engine requires gears that you start with a slow RPM and then you gradually work your way up to a higher and higher RPM. Um, but with electric motor, that's not the case. You have instant torque. So I think what's maybe a problem to foresee is that since this is the throttle here, the frequency, this is how to start the motors, to start it at a low frequency. Don't start it at, see, this is full speed frequency, okay? I'm just simulating, trying to look for top speed. Once I find that, I would like to see if I can create a cruising speed that's not accelerating up a hill kind of situation. Those are my two conditions I like to ideally look for when I simulate a motor. But there is the issue in the real world of this instant on, this instant torque, and that can be a problem. You might jerk out of the your driveway and give yourself whiplash. So I think what has to happen is when you start the motor, you start it at a very low frequency, not over unity. So we want over unity to drive the car, but not to start it. To start it, we just want to start it with a minimum amount of frequency with which we can start the circuit, and then gradually increase the frequency to give it the necessary energy, the overall wattage required to be able to pull out of the driveway at a nice slow pace, pull out of the parking space without running over anybody or getting a fender bender in the parking lot, or something similar. So I guess that's where the frequency comes into handy. But you got to start small when you turn on the engine, turn on the motor, and don't start off at 18,000 or whatever cycles per second. That's be absurd. You'll get, tremendous power all of a sudden, and you're not in a position to use it. See, everything's got to be gradual. So that's a complication I thought of, and it's good to keep in mind if you're thinking about building, this to test it. Be good to keep that in mind.